Let's see. Are we live? Is this working? Can I pull it up on my phone? That's the real question. Because I'm gonna have to. Ooh. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, so this is, you're all seeing the behind the scenes part of this stream because, OBS software OBS software, for some reason, it can only capture window when that window is open. And when the game window is open, I can't go on to OBS. And when I tab out of the game, then the game is minimized. So I'm having a real struggle. Lots of technical difficulties today. But yes, I see some people in the chat. I can open it up on my phone so I can actually read what's going on as I minimize. Medical Museum asks, what if questions? Well, if questions, I will answers. Let's see. Do you like cheese and what kind? I feel like you'd be hard pressed to find anyone that doesn't like any kind of cheese. Nice hard cheese, like a Gouda. It's always a classic. Video on Flavius Germanus. Is that the same Germanus as why am I set to walk by default? This is weird. Ooh, this is weird. Are you guys seeing this in just like a tiny corner on the top left part of the screen? Because that is not how it looks on my end. Arr. Someone asks, why did you change the animation style? So that was, I think I explained it somewhere. I have no idea what I'm doing, by the way, because I have not opened this game in a long time. I think I just go towards the red skulls, and I've got some contracts to go kill some people. Those are probably halfway across the map. Where's Havana? Sorry, I am getting to your question. I'm just trying to get my bearings here so I can actually get a move on and provide some sort of... Oh, I can't zoom because I've got a... Despicable. I swear I used to be able to zoom something. There we go. Havana is... Oh, I can fast travel. I normally don't, but I can. Dances, where the heck is Havana? It should be somewhere where I have already explored. But I thought it was on this end. I'm like, this is Cuba. I'm not crazy. Salt Key Bank. Well. Oh, here it is. With the big H. That makes sense. I will set that as... I'll sail over there. I'll set marker. And we'll hop on the ship. So, the animation style. What's going on with that? Oh, the screen is small. I don't know what to do about that, frankly. Because as you can see, when I tab out, it shows my entire screen. And it should be recording my entire screen, but for whatever reason, it just is not on this game. And I'm only doing this for like 40 minutes, so we might just have to live with that. It's probably because it probably has something to do with the settings in here. 1024, yeah. So if I just set this to a higher setting, will that... If I set it to 1920, whoops, by 1080, will it give me... I can't change it? Hello? Okay, I can change it to that number. I can change it to this number. There we go. Okay, so if I do this, right, let's see. Apply changes. We'll wait for the stream to catch up. Yeah, all right. So what it was doing before is it had like just a little like cinematic bars over the top like a movie, which I always think is kind of cool, so I normally play that way. But we're not going to do that because that makes it really tiny in the corner. So, animation style. I thought I had explained it somewhere. Basically, what happened is that I was doing some I really hope I can remember how to play this game. I was doing some analysis basically, and I'm like, okay, I can make this many videos a year, and each one costs this much to make, and I can normally expect this much from sponsors, and it was just like, it was not adding up. So rather than decide that like, okay, I'm just gonna like make videos until the end of the year, and then like pretty much have to stop and get a new job, I decided, all right, I'm going to change some things. I'm going to try to make it in a way that I can put more of the focus on, like, you know, still do it in a way that I can create more stuff. So the thing I like about this new format is that I'm able to, you know, go on a rant for 10 minutes about medieval politics and what a whining mess the Pope was, and I don't have to worry about like, oh, okay, I really hope everything has like a great visual representation and whatnot. I can just kind of do that, and I can put up the stuff on there, and I'm still trying to like figure stuff out in terms of, whoops, yeah, go go bombard everything on that island, destroy anything useful there might have been. I'm still trying to figure it out in terms of like, okay, maybe like if maybe everything is chalk, or maybe do some of like it puts up some magnets and stuff like that. I got some stuff for a new video where I'm gonna do like little like the old school kind of slides, stuff like that, where there's still enough to keep it visually engaging, but just put more of the focus on the audio and like, you know, being able to say more and talk more, and rather than just kind of like blow through everything. So yeah, that's the long and short of that. Did you hear about Emperor Norton? Yeah, there was a channel called well, there still is. There's a channel called Tukey History that did a video on Emperor Norton. That's where I heard about him. But they haven't uploaded in a long time. They they were always like a rival of mine, because we kind of started at the same time, and we were kind of close in terms of numbers for a while, and then they just blew right past me. Oh, a donation from James McC. I don't know how you pronounce Mc. Uh, says, keep up the good work. Thanks so much. I'm going to try. I have my phone open separately so that I don't miss super chats and stuff like that, because it's not every time, but every once in a while I'll like finish a stream, and then I'll see that there's like 2 or 3 super chats that I have just entirely ignored, or like just missed them, and then I'll see them after the fact and just feel so terrible. That was why one week when I couldn't stream, I did that like, what was your favorite museum or like favorite historical place to visit? Because that was a question that someone had asked me that I just didn't see until it was too late. Byzantine boy shilling for Germanus. I respect that. Have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Oh, too many times. Too many times. You see, it's not a story the Jedi would tell you, but everyone else is sure to inform you nonetheless. Do you subscribe to the idea that Northern Europe surpassed the rest of the world because of a Protestant work ethic? It's a popular notion that's disproven with places like Belgium and Bavaria. No, I don't think so. I don't think that like Protestantism was the secret to taking over the world. You know, if that was the case, I think you probably would have seen, like, if all it took was like, oh yeah, we just need to have a culture of, look at Humpback Whale. Oh, I see. How scenic. 2 of them in sync. Yeah, no, I don't subscribe to that. I think, you know, it was more, well, I want to be like Industrial Revolution, but it kind of began before then, so I don't know. This is not a subject where I am an expert. When was the War of 1812? Well, you see, it began in 1812. It ended, what, 1814? What is that ship supposed to be? It's the Jackdaw, mate. Oh god, I've got to go around this whole island. This, one of the things I find, like, the landscapes in this game are super cool, but then, like, every single island is this kind of, like, rocky coastal thing with, like, jungle on top of it. And that's, like, that's great and all while you're just sailing around, you know, different islands and off the coast of Mexico or whatever. But then you get to, like, the coast of Florida, which in real life is just 100% swamp, and it looks the same as all of this. It's kind of hilarious. Have you ever played D&D? I have, on a couple occasions. I've only done a couple, like, one-shots, but it's, like, it's something I want to do more of. Oh, God. Casually cruising right through through a tornado and getting bombarded by this fort at the same time. Look, man, all I want to do is travel to Havana and stab some people. Benji M, I'd love to see you do a video on Countess Markievicz. I don't know who that is. Open this can, Critical Role crossover when. Dude, I would be real shocked if I were ever in contact with Critical Role. I just don't see that as being the biggest. Yeah, this is a dead end. The biggest overlap between audiences, but you know, if they're open to it, why the hell not? But yeah, no, D&D is great. I've oh my god, I have the little AC logo on the top. D&D is I've seen, like, I've watched some Critical Role, I've watched some other playthroughs. It just looks like a lot of fun, and I've always had a great time with the little one-off campaigns. I feel like it would be really interesting to do sort of a longer, like, proper campaign, just for the fact that, like, part of what I have so much fun with is, like, just creating the character, and I feel like it would be, I don't know, I feel like it would be almost a little, not boring, but kind of a shame to play for so long as one character. That's why I have this idea. Like, I did this one character where basically the lore was that he would always get, you know, each member of the family would be killed by the next generation without fail, so that whenever my character inevitably died, I could just play as the person that killed him and sort of awkwardly force them into the story. You're welcome to steal that if you like. Trevor Travels the World. Yes, Savannah. Thank you so much. Saying, can you do a video on Aurelian the Roman Emperor? I can do a video on Aurelian, but will I? To be fair, it has been a while since I've done a video on, like, an actually competent ruler, like someone who's known for being a decent person. Andreas Forster asks, do you have a team that helps with research? No. It's mostly just me. I shouldn't say that, like, I never have any help, because there was someone who was kind enough to offer me help for a few videos. Just, like, so I go to him anytime that, like, I'm researching something and, you know, something seems like it doesn't quite make sense. Like the Attila the Hun video. Oh, Ralph of Riverwood, thank you so much. I'm gonna read out your chat in just a second. What was I saying? About, oh yes. So yeah, during the Attila the Hun video, there was something that came up that said, like, and then Attila the Hun plundered Iran, and I'm like, what the heck is that all about? That does not sound legit. And sure enough, it was absolutely not. It was just a case of, like, there was a similar group of people from Central Asia who were called, like, the White Huns, and they were, excuse me one second, so they just got confused, and basically someone, read, oh, the Huns did blah, blah, blah in Iran and Afghanistan. And people are like, oh, it must have been Attila. And so that's how it ends up on the Wikipedia page. An episode on Cincinnatus. Oh, Cincinnatus is cool. I have been meaning to do like a video on some like early Roman subjects, like either in the Kingdom of Rome or early Republic of like that era. Okay, I said I was going to get back to Ralof of Riverwood. What do you think of Salmonella's videos? They're great. I like them. I don't know if that's like some kind of trap that Salmonella has gotten canceled recently or whatever. But no, I think they're a lot of fun. I love his video on the Banana Republics. That was one. I wanted to do a video on the Banana Republics for a really long time, but the problem is that like the overall story. Oh, this is adorable. The overall story of the Banana Republics is hilarious, but none of the people involved really have like great stories of their own. So like it just doesn't really work with my format. But that's all right. He's already done a great job with it. Oh, I thought I could just push him off the edge. Well. Uh-oh, someone saw that. There we go. This oh god, I should have gotten like some good chase music for this. Wakama, thank you. I'm actually not familiar with Check 20. I don't know what currency that is. Uh-oh. He says, what does he say? He says, I'm getting to you. Don't worry. Just as soon as I can escape the heat by running into a heavily fortified area where I'm not allowed to be. This is how I spend most of my time in this game, is just like casually running around Havana and causing mischief. Who's watching? There we go. Okay, I think we're in the clear. Wakama asks, or he says, here, have some Czechoslovak dollars for a snack. Awesome. I will, the next time I am in the Czech Republic or Slovakia or someplace that accepts Czechoslovak dollars, I will absolutely use them. Not that it isn't just going to be converted through YouTube's system anyway. Benji M sends in €5 saying, go buy yourself a nice new necktie to help bring out your silhouette. Love it. The yeah, if I ever like go to VidCon or something like that, I think that's gonna be my why can I not climb down? Is it a separate button in this game? Oh yeah, it is a separate button. Uh-oh. Yeah, if I ever like publicly go to VidCon or whatever, I think I'm just gonna be like, yeah, look for the guy in the necktie who looks like he's dying in the California heat. Sergeant Johnson asks, have you ever considered doing videos on characters from alternative history or historical fiction? That would be really interesting. I have not... Does this even go anywhere? I have not really thought about that. I can't... There's literally a chest full of gold that I can't do anything about. I've not thought about doing that. What I have thought about doing is if I ever were to, like, make a second channel or something, I've thought about doing, like, classic movie, not so much reviews, more just, like, here is what a lay person thinks about all of these, like, famous French New Wave films and stuff like that. And let's just climb off and hope no one saw that. Oh, hold on. I think we can. Nope, not from this angle. uh, who says you have to be good at games to enjoy them? I've completely lost my train of thought. Oh yes, movie reviews. Yeah. So I've seen a couple French New Wave films and that kind of thing. And I always thought that oh, this is kind of weird. And they're I've read some of the praise that they've gotten. Um, and it's always yes, this is a master class in XYZ, and I can't help but think is it though? Is it really that great? So I would love to just sort of voice those opinions. The terribly underrepresented opinions of people who don't get movies from the 60s that no one watches. Yeah, kind of same thing with mythology. I don't really have plans to do mythology. Although I might do legendary figures at some point. People who are supposedly historical, but for which there just isn't great evidence. Someone saw that. Oh god. Why can they aim? You can't shoot me while I'm moving. That's not how this works. Yeah, like Romulus and Remus, exactly. Lucas Olivo asks, do you have a history degree? Because I love history, but I don't want to teach kids, and I was wondering what I could do with a history degree. I do not have a history degree. Courier. Where did this... Oh, no. Where did he go? Now I want that cash. I don't have a history degree. I am, almost entirely self-taught. I've taken a few courses in history, but that is kind of the extent of my, official knowledge. So yeah, but you can do that with a history degree. I think a history degree is also useful in terms of what you can do with it. History degrees, I think, are often used for people that go to law school, for example. Normally they'll major in philosophy or history or one of those sort of humanities courses beforehand. So you can still use it to go into a professional program, or just be hey, I'm good at research. Take that into journalism or wherever. Claire Bradley says, I did art history, haven't used it. Just Me asks, the Xia Dynasty. Yeah, the Xia Dynasty. That's actually, I think, a really cool example of that. Oh god, one of the Xia emperors, or kings, I guess, is this explosive? Can I shoot this? I think it might just be loot. What's the strategy here? One of these guys is definitely going to see, but I think I can take down... or you know what? No, I might be able to get across and then land on the roof and then, whistle for the one guy. Let's see. Just going to run through here. Gentlemen. Ah, Chip. I love that you can just get shot point blank range and just not really have any issues. Anime logic. And the reason I play this game when there have been so many newer ones with history that I know more about is that my computer, I have Origins. My computer can barely handle that alone, much less while trying to stream it. Oh, a hay bale. That'll be perfect. Let's just jump gung-ho down there. Can I not? There we go. Lots of my friend with history degrees, especially artwork and museum. Yeah. So that kind of thing is perfect. I think everyone's gonna see if I do this, but you know what? Nope. Totally oblivious. Nice. And then, let's see, maybe if I just run into the bushes fast enough. Yeah, yeah, and then if I can, like if I could just hide in the little thing. Let's see. Oh no, I think they pull you out if you try to do it at the wrong point. Come on. Come on. Just alright, well, only one thing to do in a time like that. A time like this. Run far away. And hope no one can catch you. Oh, I can't climb that. Why doesn't that work? Oh. Very nice, just as planned. Can I... Let's see if I can just jump back into the hay bale. 60% of the time, it works every time. Now let's see what this is. Oh, no, it is something I can explode. Can I do it with the gun? Does that work? Oh, it does! Should have done that from the start. Now let's just casually walk out the front door. No one will notice. Clapbox asks, do you have any Polish ancestry? This is what happens when I don't watch the game. It was something like, do you have any Polish ancestry? Because your Polish pronunciation is good. I do not. What I do have is the internet and time. Mostly, I'll just I'll try to find examples of someone else pronouncing something, and just imitate, exactly what they're saying. Because at a certain point, if you can get to the point where you can just ignore the spelling and just don't think about the spelling and just repeat the pronunciation from someone else, then it becomes a lot easier. What is going on? Dude just stopped running. I'm looking at chat. I'm seeing something. I'm like, do you think it's possible a species gains sentience? And I am just not in the headspace to think about that right now. Fun fact, I discovered your channel because History with Hilbert told me to watch the B-movie trailer in Old English. And I saw your comment. Oh, nice. I have been known to comment on a lot of other random history videos and just random videos in general. And it's definitely not a major source of where the audience is coming from, but it's definitely part of it. Gray Ash says, play Black Flag. I am playing Black Flag. That is exactly what this is. Let's bring him over here. Go on. Someone said something about Huey Long, and is Huey Long, is he the guy behind the hippo bill? Because I actually have been doing quite a bit of research on that recently for reasons. Vince Respanti asks, can you do a playlist of 18th century history? I do have a playlist, or someone else made a playlist that I have linked to on my channel page that is all of my videos in chronological order. So if you go in there, you can just start in the 18th century and just roll with it. Someone asks, best historic game. It kind of depends what you want out of it. This game and Crusader Kings, which I've also done a little bit of on the channel, they're both excellent, and they're just they get at something different. Obviously, getting to roam around, colonial Spain like this is awesome. But then, you something like Crusader Kings gets a lot further into. Really thought he was going to go off the edge. Crusader Kings goes a lot more into like it gives you a new appreciation for example, like how the feudal system worked and just kind of like what the way that the medieval world operated. Yeah. So all in all, I think they're different experiences, but they both can give you something really valuable in terms of like how you think about the past. Is anyone coming up here? And I should have played this game when I did the video on the actual pirate Jack Rackham, because at that point, like, I knew a whole bunch about the time period. But right now, that is all. Oh, all right. Right now, that is all sort of absent from my mind. One jump ahead of the law, man. Although I do still remember some stuff about, like, different pirates and, dude. God, what was his name? Whatever the name of that guy that, like, went off to Madagascar and hid all of his treasures somewhere. Claire Bradley asks, I'm assuming you don't have much interest in prehistory. I think prehistory is interesting, but it's not something I could ever really do on my channel. So it's not really something you would ever see me doing, because obviously there just aren't enough records. Like, even something like Ancient Egypt, I started listening to the Great Courses lecture series on Egypt, and it's interesting, but like, there's not enough information about it to the point that you could realistically do anything. Like, you can't talk in any definitive terms about prehistoric Egypt, or even most of like historic Egypt, in terms of like, oh, this person did this and that. It's only like kind of like, okay, we have an idea that like this guy might have had something to do with conquering this kingdom, but that's really like all the information on his life that there is, because we only have one tablet. Did you see Internet Historian's video on Stede Bonnet? No, I did not. I didn't realize that Internet Historian did actual like history videos. For one of your video, can you talk about a famous person? You mean like a celebrity or like a historical figure that people actually know? Because I got a little. I haven't done any celebrities, I don't think. But in terms of like non-obscure historical figures, Cortez just came out like a couple days ago. And that video, actually, I should comment a little bit on that video as soon as I figure out where I'm going. Am I headed the right way? Yeah. That video, there were lots of comments trying to like clarify that, no, Cortez was not like heralded in as a god, and it wasn't that like everyone, all the Aztecs, were worshiping the Spaniards or whatever, and that the other like native allies played a huge role in it. And that was something that like I think I tried to phrase it in a way that was like, when Cortez arrived, as he was first showing up and they were first getting their reports about him, like Moctezuma said something to the extent of like, this is a significant, potentially divinely ordained event. And I do believe that there were like things comparing him to yep, just Okay. There were something that he said comparing him to Quetzalcoatl. However, like, obviously that didn't last the whole time. It's not as though, Cortez declares that, oh, by the way, we're gonna, like, make everything Christian now. And Moctezuma was just like, oh, yeah, go for it. If Quetzalcoatl says so. It wasn't anything like that. What on earth? This game is really, really bugging out right now. So yeah, just to clarify, that's what's going on in the Cortez video, as long as I mention it. Who is the best Greek god? Oh man, so many of the Greek gods are just terrible. It's hard to pick one as the best. I feel like most of the goddesses didn't get into too much trouble, except obviously for Venus. But you've got like Diana, whose claim to fame is that she basically just didn't bother anyone. But then, of course, you have some of the much more terrible ones. I guess Hermes is all right. I feel like I haven't heard anything about Hermes like kidnapping people or whatever. All right, gonna need a hay bale. Wrong answer. Dionysus is the best. Ah, true. Have you seen Red from Overly Sarcastic's video on Dionysus? That one was really interesting because Dionysus apparently went through like a huge change in character between the between like ancient Crete and the Mycenaean Greeks, and the Greek Dark Ages. Like he was originally like he was like a much darker figure. Ah, Brian Holmes. Oh, someone's attacking me for no reason. Brian Holmes says OSP was how I found this channel with a China collab. That video ended up. I don't know why that video does so well, sort of consistently. Like it's, I am pretty happy with it, but I'm just surprised because like the corresponding OSP video, like it wasn't a huge, it kind of did about as well as the rest of their videos. And it's not like Wu Zetian is a super famous character, so I don't know. Someone asked, was Pizarro smarter than Cortez? That I have no. Oh, is this taking me somewhere that I don't want to go? Yes, it is. This is where I'm trying to get to. Try to get some actual action here. For me, it was Nero. Yeah. Speaking of China, what was the music you used in the Mao Zedong video? I have no idea. That video was so long ago. Like there was the song, the Revolution song is just called Revolution because that's super easy to remember. But the actual like background music, I have no idea. Who do I need to talk to around here? Who do I need to talk to around here to kill some Templars? Am I right? Is it up here? What's going on? How do you have a deep voice? Well, you see, I trained for many years. What event in history you swore could never happen but did? I'm not sure I totally understand the question. Not smoking. Yeah, no, not smoking. No, smoking, that would be a very different voice indeed. Am I just on the wrong side of the building? I have no idea what I'm doing. It's not the pigeons. Yeah, well, I thought the pigeons are for like regular like contracts, but this is like, it says Templar hunt on the map, which makes, I think, like usually there's some event where like, an assassin is getting hunted down and you have to defend them or something like that, but there is nothing like that here. Oh, all right, was going for the ladder. So much confusion. Have you seen The Terror? I have not. I don't know what that is. I can't talk to these guys, can I? No. Alright, well, so much for that. Oh, if you had time travel, where and why? I mean, I'd probably check out the future first. Like, my first thought would be like, all right, let's go check out the future, see what's going on. Let's go talk to like my past or future self and just chill for a bit. But as far as like, traveling around and seeing places, I'd probably say Rome. Like, I would just want to know, like, what is like ordinary life like in the Empire, that kind of thing. Oh god. Where can I fast travel that is near here? Can't go over that. Okay. Sure. Who do you think the richest man in history was? So there's an official list somewhere. Like, I think Mansa Musa is like the typical like number one answer. Although I'm not sure I'm not sure if that's really the best answer. Like, I feel like I would almost rather be, Rockefeller or Bill Gates or someone, because just there's a certain amount of just wealth and quality of life that comes from being in the present that I think, you don't get even if you're the richest man in the 1300s. Like, you're still living in the 1300s. Yeah, Jeff Bezos has probably got is probably the real answer. Although there was also there's a really good Economics Explained video where he breaks down kind of like different types of millionaire, and how you have people like Bezos, whose wealth is like very non-liquid, where compared to someone very non-liquid and very non-diversified, because it's like it's all in Amazon stock, compared to someone like Bill Gates, who can access his money a lot easier, compared to someone like a Saudi monarch or a Russian oligarch who has just a great deal of like political power on top of all that. Levi Tuamala says, Economics Explained is a wonderful channel. Yes, it is. Rudenbetter, will you do an episode on Andrew Jackson and his myths? Andrew Jackson obviously has such a reputation that I've wanted to do a video on him for a long time, and I still might. But a lot of the stuff, like when I look up like what his actual life consisted of, there are those stories like him, like beating his assassin to death and all that, and he's like crazy. But most of the time it's him arguing about like the banking system, and it's all this stuff that is like it is important and interesting, but just not the kind of thing, like, he's not such a character in the way that, like, Teddy Roosevelt is constantly doing the manly thing, or William Walker is just constantly going after his quest for glory in South America. Whereas Andrew Jackson, like, he has these moments, but most of the time he's just like, he's just like a regular politician. M. Laser made a comment about if this isn't a rum drinking stream, I'll be disappointed. Yeah, turn Assassin's Creed into a drinking game next time. Chiang Kai-shek video, that'd be interesting. Empress Maud or King Stephen? Oh, like Empress. Are you talking about the anarchy in England, like Empress Matilda? I think. Oh, I've just got to get in somewhere. I want to say like Matilda had the better claim. I think, because I want to say there was like, she was designated the heir, and then Stephen just kind of swooped in and is like, okay, but really though. But if it was in terms of like who I would actually support if I was alive at the time, I mean, obviously I would go with Stephen because he was the winner. And I'm not so supportive of Empress Matilda that I would be willing to die for that claim. Okay, what am I doing here? I'm actually gonna have to go in a few minutes because I am going to be on a Aton Shea Films video or live stream. I think it's a video where he's breaking down. He's doing all this stuff. He's like interviewing a bunch of people who have recently gone full time onto YouTube, such as like he himself has also done. So I'm gonna be over there. You can wait for that to show up, and you'll get to hear some behind the scenes stuff about getting into YouTube. Harper S sends in 420 saying, "Yo, what up? You gobble glizzies love ya." I don't know what that is, but much appreciated. Gonna be real sneaky. Real sneaky. Yeah, those guys up there, they never could have seen this. Can I not crouch? Why can I not crouch? Oh, well, this guy's going to come over here, and he's going to get killed and dead in the bushes. Perfect. The Overlord asked, my question was asking what event in history made you ask why did that happen? Oh, like a lot. Like that's kind of the basis of most of the videos on my channel. It's like, why does this, how did people allow this to happen? What were they possibly thinking? In terms of like specifics, I don't know. I guess like Cortez, I don't know exactly how many of the Tlaxcala were helping him, but it really is kind of astounding, and it's like why so many things had to go right for that to happen. Like the Emperor King Charles had to like accept him at the end of it and be like, okay, cool, I'll take that land. He had to get all that help, even though he was basically just planning to, conquer everything anyway. Obviously, the whole burning down the ships could have gone terribly. There was just a whole series of things that could have gone wrong. Darth Calyx says a glizzy means hot dog, I think. Ah, I see. Also, Akhenaten, dude was a video. Yeah. Okay, it's about 5 minutes until I am supposed to be doing that thing for Aton Shea, so I am going to sign off here. Thank you all for coming. It's been a lovely time. Here's what I held during the... What? Alright. Well, cheers, everybody. Bye.